Hello and welcome back to Football Manager 2020 with Southport. It is season 12, I think. We are in the Premier League as always. I say always, it's not always. We didn't start in the Premier League, obviously. We are in the Champions League for our first time ever. In today's episode, being the first one of the season, we've got a lot of transfer business to talk about. We've spent £100 million. We've also sold one of our main players from last season for not a particularly big fee. And we're going to have the Champions League draw, and we're going to have a match against Bournemouth, so lots to look forward to in this episode. Let's start with the outs then. Agustin Lezcano, I almost called him Agustin Delgado. Agustin Lezcano, the Argentine central defender, has left the club, signing for Atletico Madrid. Now this was a risk, and by was, is a risk. He's gone for about £38 million, £28 million, sorry. It's not a big number. I think there's a sell-on in there as well. He only had a year left on his contract, if I remember correctly. He was going to sign a new one. He could have signed a new one. I thought, you know what, let's cash in. We've got Dramain Bamba. We've also got Monteiro, who is still here and is starting to get half decent. And I want to try and give those some chances, which is why Lezcano has been sold. We've also sold Luke Matheson, which might not be a good idea because he's English and we don't have a lot of those. He's not even gone for a lot of money, £2.5 million potentially rising to 3, but we only brought him for 2.6 anyway. Joining the club then, for free, it's Voyasani Mabitsela. Remember him? Remember him? We sold him to Leicester randomly for a reasonable sum of money and then they released him, so we brought him back and now loaned him out to Crawley. I just wanted to bring him back, to be fair. We brought him for a reason, they brought him for a reason. There must be something there. He's getting on a bit now. He is now 23 years old. He's not awful. He's not awful at all. He's going to get some games apparently playing in the Championship for Crawley. A couple of youth players to join the club. Stefan Lago, first up from the Ivory Academy, 18 years of old, Ivorian right winger, who is left-footed, which is ideal because he can play as that inside forward. 2-star current ability, 4.5-star potential. He's only 18. Plenty of room to grow for Lago. And another African to join his 18-year-old Ghanaian left-back, who's not a left-back. It's Edward Mohammed. He is 6'4". He is 100% a central defender. He can't run, he can't cross, he's a central defender. He has joined from Hearts of Oak in his native Ghana. Not a lot of money as well. I think this one, yeah, £75,000. The other guy, Lago, I think was even less than that. Weirdly, my scouts don't rate him, or my coaches don't rate him. Just 3-star potential ability. I'm hoping that's wrong. We go from sub £100,000 players to plus £10 million players. Jerry Reitveld has signed from PSV for £11.75 million and then gone out on loan to Vitesse back in his native Holland. He has been brought in because those mental stats are some of the best mental stats I've seen in any young player. They are absolutely ridiculous. The only thing that he lacks is off the ball. And as a centre-back, I don't think that's particularly that important. Technically, he could do with some work, hopefully getting an entire season playing in the Eredivisie. I'm assuming Vitesse is still in the Eredivisie, hopefully playing there for an entire season. He's going to develop, and next season, he will fit straight into the first team. Next up through the door is 22-year-old Spanish striker Edgar Rura. He has been signed from Napoli. He spent last season on loan at Juventus. He's only cost £17.5 million. Now, I say he's not coming from Napoli, he's coming from Barcelona. That makes a lot more sense. He's Spanish. He spent a season out on loan at Juve, 11 goals in 33 appearances. Now, there is a story behind Edgar Rura. I looked at what made Erling Håland stand out from the rest of the crowd. It's his mental stats, not necessarily his technical stats. Obviously, they do help, but it is his mental stats. So I basically tried to find a player who was as close to Erling Håland as I could possibly find, and Edgar Rura was that player. He's got 14 composure and concentration, 16 decisions, 17 determination. Off the ball is 14. Teamwork and work rate, 18 and 19. Physically as well, he's actually really, really good physically. The problem, he's got 10 finishing. Now, that could be a very big problem, but I'm hoping his mental stats basically cancel out his poor finishing. That's my hope. It is a risk. It's a risk that so far has paid off because we've played 3 games already and he has scored 3 goals. It's the return of a former player. It is Aaron Granger. We had him on loan from Leicester a few seasons ago. He has returned now on a permanent deal for a lot of money. £28 million he has cost, but he is an English left-back. He's an English left-back. I think he's probably going to be our number 1 for the season as well. He's decent. He's only 21. There's still room to grow for Aaron. And the biggest signing we have ever made is Christopher Berchtold. He is a 26-year-old German defensive midfielder signed from Borussia Mönchengladbach for £42.5 million. It is a big, big number, and it is a big, big risk. I'm hoping he can be that deep-lying playmaker. We're basically not going to be playing Weston McKennie for this season because I think he's not past it, but he's not as good as I want him to be, basically. Berchtold is probably going to be that deep-lying playmaker. It gives Kouyaté the opportunity to move further up the pitch, for example. I'm hoping Christopher's good. It's a big, big, expensive risk. So that's the transfer business. Joining the club, leaving the club. There are a lot of players leaving the club. That's why I only kind of focused on the two main ones. Lotkis also leaving, going to Red Bull Salzburg for just 1.6 million. Van Rijgen going to Sunderland. Sangare going to PSG. This is a weird one. They wanted to sign him. There is a 50% sell-on. So I kind of went, you know what, let's do that. There's something there. There is definitely something there in Sangare if PSG really wanted to sign him. So I'm hoping that pays off. Some guy called Cole Scarlett has also left the club signing for QPR. Helio Junior, who is out of contract, has left the club signing for Espanyol. We got £14,000. He's not bad. He's not great. We've probably stunted his development. Neil McCloskey going out on loan to Fenerbahce is a weird one because Neil McCloskey is he's not bad. He's decent. Fenerbahce is a weird club for a Northern Irish player to go to. I say Northern Irish. He's part French. He's Northern Irish and French. He was playing for USL Dunkirk when we picked him up. He's getting good. Mentally, he's actually reasonable. You can see all the other loan deals there. Some of the big ones. You've got Svetkovic going to Hoffenheim. You've got Reitveld going to Vitesse. You've got Rourke Murray going to Real San Sebastian, which again might be a bit of a problem because he does count as homegrown. Barriero also going on loan to Bayer as well. The window is closed, but just so you're aware, we've still got 16 million if we want to spend it. We don't need to spend it. We're probably not going to spend it. We've got a huge amount of money in the bank as well. So yeah, financially, the club is sound. Now, you've probably already spotted at the top of the page, it says we're 7th in the league, and that is because we have lost a game. We started off with a 2-1 victory against Everton. Wang and Edgar Rua with the goals here. Rua scoring in the 93rd minute. Spurs were next up. It was a 3-1 defeat. Itabel did score late on for us, but we weren't very good in this game, but it is Spurs. Then against Crystal Palace, another victory here, this time on the road. Rua with 2 and Damien Tilger also getting on the score sheet. It means we've got 6 points out of a possible 9. We are currently 7th place in the table. It is early, very early in the season. We are going to be playing Bournemouth in just a moment. But first, I think we might have the Champions League group stage draw. So then, Champions League group stage. Can we make this bigger so we can see what we can't? That's annoying. So, we are probably in the bottom group. Yes, we are in the bottom group, but we do actually have some points now. So, we're not far away from being a 3rd seed. We're in the bottom group, Ajax, Celtic, Applewell, I mean, the usual kind of clubs that you expect down there. We're going to go and draw very, very quickly the first 3 rounds, I guess, and wait until we get to ours. Right. So, what groups do we want to avoid? All of them. I think all of them is probably what we want to avoid. Sporting, Inter and Monaco, not fun. Bayern, Juve and Benfica, not fun. We can't be in the Spurs and Barcelona group. Zenit, St. Petersburg, Dortmund and Sevilla. That's possibly the one that we want. Man City we can't be in. Inter Milan, AC Milan, sorry, we can't be in that one either. PSG, Atletico Madrid, Salzburg. We don't really want that. And maybe Real Madrid, Napoli, Galatasaray? Maybe. Well, Dynamo Kiev going Group A. Group B is Dijon. We can't be in this one. This might be us. It's not us. We can't be in this one. We can't be in this one. Which means we are in one of these two. We are either with PSG or Real Madrid. Oh, we're playing a Madrid side regardless. We are with PSG, Atletico Madrid, and RB Salzburg. Not too keen on that group. Right then, match number 1 of the episode. And by number 1, I mean the only match of the episode because it's the first episode of the season. It is Bournemouth, AFC Bournemouth. I nearly called them Bournemouth Football Club. It's AFC Bournemouth. They are currently down in 11th place. We, as we know, are in 7th place. It's probably not going to be the easiest game. We haven't done massively well. Yes, we've won games, but we haven't really played particularly well. Hopefully, we can do all right against Bournemouth. The starting lineup then for the match at the Steve Fletcher Park, not the Steve Fletcher Park, will be Varro in goal, Granger, Monteiro, Hanford and Leao as our back four. Berchtold will be making his debut today. Basically, he's been unfit for most of pre-season, so I think he's played a reserve game or two, so he's going to start today as that deep line playmaker. Konate and Redinčujić will be our two central midfielders. Tilga, Saulo and Rua will be our front three. Now, we've probably strengthened, but I don't think we've strengthened much. So in terms of trying to do well in the Champions League, I think we might struggle this season. I think we might even struggle in the league. Varro makes a very early save from Posai. I mean, Bournemouth are already coming out the blocks very quickly at us. Corner comes in. Hanford heads clear. Not far enough. Vlad Dragomir. McNeil hits the first man. Dragomir keeps it alive, though. Tries to cross it. Can't manage to get the ball in. McNeil to Dragomir. McNeil, once again, we can steal this away in counter-attack. Would be lovely. Would. Highlight randomly ends. Fair enough. Like I was trying to say, we've strengthened, but we haven't done a lot of strengthening. So I'm not expecting, like, all of a sudden a title challenge this season. If we can get into the Champions League for a second year in a row, that would be great. The Champions League group stages are just kind of there for money. Berchtold. Round of applause, Berchtold. You've been playing football for us for 12 minutes. You've scored your first goal, and it wasn't a bad one either. That goal technically has cost us £42.5 million, but it's a goal nonetheless. We are 1-0 up. It's Leao to Berchtold as the deep line playmaker. I'm hoping. There was a lot of eggs, 42.5 million eggs in that basket. So I'm hoping that he does all right. Also, playing Monteiro is a risk because he's not the best central defender at the moment. He's decent. He's probably low Premier League level, but he's not top Premier League level. Saulo crosses the ball in. Rura is there. Can't manage to get his shot away. Bournemouth have cleared the ball and possibly doing a bit of business on the right-hand side. Allerdings gets kicked over by Granger. That's not going to be a booking somehow. Probably should have been. Posai with a free kick for Bournemouth. Back post is Hyam, and Dwight McNeil has made it 1-1. This is what I mean. We've been doing all right. We're scoring goals, but this is Bournemouth. This is not one of the best teams in the league. This is a Bournemouth, and we've conceded. And we're arguably the worst side at the moment. They've had more shots. They've had about the same amount of possession. It's going to be 1-1 at half-time. At least Berchtold's doing all right. He's on an 8.2. Most of that is probably down to his actual goal that he scored. Defensively, Granger 6.5. Hanford's on a 6.5 as well. Monteiro's on a 6.6. I say that's the problem. Everyone's not playing particularly well, apart from Berchtold and Redinčujić, really. You're going to get an angry. I'm far from pleased. It's fired everybody up. We're sticking with the same 11 for the moment. We might bring on possibly Cornioli. He is now registered for this season. So Cornioli might get a bit of football now as basically Saulo's replacement. It is 55 minutes. There is a free kick going Bournemouth's way. It is Gedson Fernandez. Long ball over the top. What were you doing, Monteiro? Victor Gabriel in on goal. Good save from Varro. The ball gets cleared. Monteiro was not paying attention there. Defensively, we are doing so badly. Leal, Tilga flicks the head on. Hyam can get the ball clear. Not far enough, though. Alsane Konate crosses the ball in. It's gone over most players. McNeil just gets that into space, apparently. Victor Gabriel controls it. McNeil gets the ball back, runs down that right-hand side. Monteiro, you need to do this tackle and not concede a penalty. The ball comes in. Leal, who's playing as a right-back, you might have noticed, makes the clearance. Rura, can he use his pace? Goes for a very long-range effort, and with your 10 finishing, mate, that's not going in. Right, something needs to change. Although we've started to get a little bit better. We're going to bring Monteiro off. Dramain Bamba will be coming on. I mean, we've lost our line. That's not what I wanted. Oh, where are my squares gone? Where are my squares? There's normally squares there, right? I mean, this is not what we want. Although, I've never seen this. And apparently, Monteiro's average possession is there. I'm so confused. I don't know what that means. Let's just stop clicking buttons. I've played this game for how many hours? And I've only just found out that's the thing. Just get creative. I don't want to bring Rura off, but he's not doing so hot, is he? So we've got about 10 minutes to play. Rura will be coming off. Everard coming on. Saulo for Cornioli as well. All of the substitutions have been made. I'd love to get another goal. We need to pick up a 3 points. This is definitely 2 points dropped against a Bournemouth side who arguably aren't that great. 3 minutes of injury time to play. The second half has been pretty uneventful. It is a 1-1 draw. Berchtold's first goal of the season. Dwight McNeil equalising. You're going to get an angry. You're getting an angry. Yeah, coming for training as well. Why not? Well then, that result drops us out of the European spots, but we're only 4 games into the season. 7 points still on the board, which is the same as Man United. Bournemouth also moved down to 12th. I forgot to mention, Adrian Valkovic, the hero of our Europa League run, is out on loan at Eastleigh, down in the Vanarama National. That's literally his level. He's Vanarama National level, and he scored 2 goals in Europe for us. Valkovic is hopefully going to play every single game of this season. He's played 9 already. Get rid of that. He's played 9 already, getting 3 assists. He's also picked up a red card, which is always good to know, but I'm just hoping getting football behind him, he's going to start improving. That's the plan. He's 22 now. It's his 22nd birthday today. Happy birthday, Adrian Valkovic. Well, that is going to do it for episode 1 of the season. What we're going to do in the next episode, which is actually going to be, if you're watching this when it comes out, in a few hours' time, I'm going to go through the players who we've signed and who basically our first team squad, like I did last season, so you can kind of understand who we're going to be playing this year, what they're like, things like that. So yes, see that in a couple of hours' time. If you don't want to watch that, don't worry about it. In the next couple of days, episode 2 of season 12 will be out. And who will we be playing? Let's find out. It's PSG. It's going to be PSG. Great. It's going to be a nice, easy Champions League game. Thank you very much for watching this episode of Football Manager 2020 with Southport. If you did enjoy, do please remember to leave a like. If you're new here and you want to see more, hit the subscribe button. Also ding the bell so you get notified whenever new videos get released as well. And I will see you in the next one.